This is Designated X, the channel dedicated to bringing the very best of the unexplained. And we are back again with an odd, unexplained, and hair-raising account of the unnatural. Real quickly before I start though, if you could please hit that like and subscribe button and share this post on social media or with any like-minded individuals, it sure would help a lot and I'd definitely appreciate it. Thank you all. Alright, let's get going.
Are you familiar with the so-called X-Files?
I believe they have to do with unexplained phenomena.
More or less.
Convention and science offer us no answers. Might we not finally turn to the fantastic as a plausibility?
Logically, I would have to say no.
I grew up in the swamps of southeastern Oklahoma, below the Akiamichi Mountains, in the same swath of swampland that spans all the way down through Arkansas and into Louisiana. We had 160 acres of cow pasture that ended where the swamp pine forest began. One day after school, me and two of my friends were back there playing in the creek that ran along the tree line. We looked up and saw a herd of deer coming towards us along the tree line. They saw us in the creek, but kept coming. They ran past us once they got close. We gave chase. 3 young boys kept up with the herd of deer long enough for them to cross the neighbor's fence into his pasture. This was my first inkling that something weird was going on. The deer slowed down, but kept going along the tree line. My 2 friends crossed the barbed wire fence and gave chase again. I was overweight, so I got stuck in the fence and was left behind. Once I got loose and crossed over, I looked up to see my friends far across the field, still chasing the deer. It then occurred to me, why aren't those deer going into the forest? I hung out by the fence and my friends eventually gave up on the deer and began heading back my way. I was just standing there, looking around at things, waiting. I looked down the tree line again to see my friends progress and see a black shape leaning out of the trees between me and my friends. It was there for a few seconds, and then it leaned back into the trees. My adrenaline kicked off instantly. One of my friends was over 6 feet already at that age, and he had on a black t-shirt. So for an instant, I thought I was seeing him. Then I realized both my friends were walking beside each other further down the tree line. In the next second, it occurred to me how big this black shape was, and that it had been the reason the deer would not flee into the forest. Could it have been a swamp tweaker? Sure. But whatever or whoever it was huge, bigger than the small black bears that would pass through from time to time. It has always haunted me. A year or 2 later, I was walking the trail that circled through our land. Our land had a large hill in the center with a grove of bodark trees bunched together on the top. The trail went through the grove. As I walked through the grove and came around the bend, I came upon a dead cow beside the trail, with its back to me. Not an out-of-the-ordinary thing on cattle farm, so I went out to scope it out so I could let my father know what I had found. There was blood. Blood on the grass, and blood pooled beside the cow's throat. The blood was still fresh, liquid. The cow's throat was ripped up, like pulled apart. Again, my adrenaline kicked off immediately. I ran through all the scenarios of what could have caused this. No wildlife around that area could have done it, except maybe a cougar or a very large bobcat. But the cow's flesh didn't look eaten or cut by teeth and claws. It looked pulled apart, and it was fresh. Whatever had done it was still around, watching me. I could feel it watching me. I grew up fetching duck eggs out of snake ponds and camping by myself out in the woods. I don't have much fear in nature, but these 2 times tapped into a primal fear I have never felt again. That was the longest walk home in my life. KY. And there you have it. Man, can you imagine coming across a dead cow with its throat ripped out after having seen a creature that you can't identify with friends years earlier? I know I'd be checking over my shoulder too on that walk back home. And what was it? Bigfoot, Dogman, Skinwalker? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you have an account or personal encounter of anything odd and unexplained, whether it be ghostly visitors, a sinister stranger, cryptid or unknown entity encounters, demonic or angelic visitation, extraterrestrial contact, or anything else unexplained, feel free to contact me with your account by sending an email to designatedxshow@gmail.com. See you in the next one. Peace.